Well, let's return now to our top story and those events in Syria. Joseph Kechechian is an analyst and senior writer at Gulf News. He joins us now live from Beirut. Good to have you with us on the programme. Conflicting reports at the moment about whether this attack did actually happen and did actually hit President Assad's convoy. But it's thought that the convoy, if attacked, was attacked with mortar shells. If that is the case, is it possible to estimate just how close the attackers would have to have been?
Well, mortar shells are usually not the ideal weapons to use against a moving target, because obviously you have to fire at a distance and you have to fire at an angle, which means that several people will have to be involved to calibrate the exact distance to which a mortar shell will have to travel. This has to be obviously camouflage, perhaps in a ravine at about 3,000 feet distance, maybe a kilometer away. So therefore, it's not the ideal weapon to use against a moving target. On the other hand, the government is denying it, but if in fact the assassination attempt did take place, it shows a bit of daring on the part of the revolutionaries, rebels as they are called, and they will not give up apparently.
Assad, of course, is their number one target. I mean, even before the war, the security surrounding him and that particular area of Damascus was pretty high. Would you have expected there to have been security, say, a kilometre-wide radius to stop such mortar attacks happening?
Well, this is not the first assassination attempt on a high-ranking official in Syria. Just a few months ago, in April, the Prime Minister, Wael al-Halqi, was targeted. Several months earlier, in March, obviously, the Mufti al-Butti was assassinated. Last year, in July 2012, obviously, we had four senior members of the government, including the president's brother-in-law, killed in an assassination attempt. So therefore, no matter what kind of security setup you try to put together, obviously, all of these senior officials in Syria are legitimate targets in the civil war that's going on. You can try as much as possible to isolate yourself and put yourself in a security zone. But there is no such thing as 100% security, and you can clean the roads, you can make sure that IEDs are checked for, you can have helicopters flying over, you can perhaps even have submarines in the river, but at the end of the day, there is no such thing as 100% security.
In that case, are you surprised in some senses that the rebels haven't been able to get as close before to Syria's president, given the other attacks that you've mentioned in the Damascus area?
Well, we don't know exactly how many assassination attempts have occurred against the president himself. Obviously, there are very murky reports going on, and he may have survived several assassination attempts. This is nothing unusual, of course. The fact that the rebels have not gotten to him so far does not mean that these kinds of attempts have not been, will not be in the future as well, tried again and again. At the end of the day, I think that most observers of Syria realize and have concluded that, in fact, what we are seeing is a long-term confrontation. We are in a very tough situation for the regime. No matter what they try to do, no matter how much help comes from outside, at the end of the day, you have enough people inside Syria who are standing up and fighting. And if they fail 10 times, all they've got to do is succeed once.
All right, good to talk to you and get your thoughts on this issue. Joseph Kechechian joining us there from Beirut. Thank you.